My husband wrote a book titled Everything Grows. Now, here is something that is really fascinating about life. The truth is, whether you are growing upward, downward, sideways, or what have you, it doesn't really matter. What matters most is that growth is inevitable. You can either grow upward or downward. So friends, we're going to discuss something very profound in today's episode that will take your life to the next level when it comes to transformation, because growth is necessary for evolution. A lot of people have experienced brokenness on their growth journey, and for the longest of time, they've not been able to recalibrate. And that is why I'm here today, to help you, show you the roadmap through which you can begin to recalibrate your growth journey. If at any point you have given up, you've told yourself, this thing is not for me, let me just move on with my life, that is what I'm about to share with you in this video. So welcome on board once again. Welcome to my channel. So this is the voice of Coach Faith, just in case you're meeting me for the first time. In here, you get to hear a lot around personal development, transformation, impact, learning, growth, reading, and a whole lot that has to do with really moving from here to the next level. So friends, let's get into the ridges. I want you to understand that there's such a thing as a relationship between who you are at your core. I'm not talking about the roles that you have taken on. I'm not talking about your personality labels. I'm talking about who you are at your core. I'm talking about your identity, the person that God has created you to be, all right? And then your vision. Now, here is where we have a lot of challenges. A lot of times, people have goals, they have vision, they have a blueprint that they've been able to structure together. They have a beautiful framework that they want to run with. But deep down within, most often they find themselves not being able to do the needful, not being able to connect, not being able to get results. And you often wonder, what is even the problem? Are village people following me? What's going on in my life? Have you ever asked that question before? If you've done that before, I'd like to type question in the comment section, right? I have asked myself that question before. Like, I have a very big vision that I want to accomplish, but it's almost as though I'm not able to really get the result. I want to be there, but I'm not there. You see? Apostle Paul says, those things I don't want to do, I find myself doing. In other words, there are things you want to really do in your life, but you find yourself not being able to step up, not being able to get into the zone. But I want you to know today that identity is the soil. Vision is only the seed. Why do you keep starting with the seed without really fertilizing the soil, without cultivating the soil, without making the soil beautiful? That is where we have a lot of challenges. Like, you want to sow a beautiful seed in the life of people, in the environment, in the world, but you do not have the soil that is capable of nurturing the seed, that is capable of carrying the weight of the vision. And that is why you must begin to understand that there are three key factors you have to begin to look at for. First of all, you have to look at your identity. Then we have to look at the vision. Then we also have to look at the bridge. I call it the IVB model. Identity, vision, and bridge. So what we do a lot of times is that we spend more energy envisioning, looking into the future, having conversations with brilliant minds on what we want to do. But deep down within, there is no alignment. You are constantly being exhausted, like you've not been able to place it. You don't even know what it is. So let me tell you, my friend, the next time you ever think about experiencing growth, moving from here to there, the first thing you have to begin to look at for is your identity. Okay, so let's talk about identity. If I truly say that I want to stand before world leaders, I want to become a global speaker to president of nations, I want to do this and I want to do that. Have you been able to ask yourself the question of who are you in this very season of your life? And who do you need to become to be able to carry that weight of impact? Who do you need to become to be able to carry it, to nurture it to full maturity? Just like a woman that is carrying a baby. Who do you need to be? How do you need to position your health, your body, and everything? So whenever we talk about the soil, we're talking about your identity, who you are at your core. So the next time you ever think about personal transformation and impact, please think about who you are and the season that you are in. So if I may ask you right now, what season are you in, my friend? Tell me in the comments. What season are you currently in? Have you been able to do the identity work? I want you to understand that identity are in three different layers. We have the outer layers. That is the layer a lot of people are working with. The layer that talks so much about our accolades, the appellations before our names, that talks so much about the roles that we play in the world. Oh, I'm a wife, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a king, I'm a this. No, you have to go beyond the outer layer of identity labels. And then we also have the mid layer of identity label when we talk about your personality traits. Oh, I'm this and I'm that. But the best of the best that must be truly aligned with your vision is the core layer, which has to do with your calling, your purpose, who God has created you to be, your main essence. That is the conversation. By the time you fully clarify this and you have an understanding about who you are per season, where you are per season, then we can now begin to talk about envisioning on a deeper level. That is when the vision will now begin to align with the identity that you carry, the identity, the personality that you are. And then the B, which is the most important because it is going to take you from the place of identity to vision accomplishment. And that has to do with your bridge. The bridge has to do with the habits, right? The practices in your life, and a whole lot more. Your belief systems, your values, right? That is the bridge. So if you have this understanding about who you are, your season, and where you are headed, and then you've been able to craft a beautiful vision for tomorrow, now what is going to take you there? Your daily practices, your daily engagement, the environment you find yourself, the people you interact with, and a whole lot more. These are the conditioning that you place yourself that will truly ensure that you are able to move from here to the next level. So the next time you think about impact, the next time you think about personal growth and transformation, think about the IVB model. Like I started off this conversation by saying that there is no reading a book, there's no building capacity without impact. They are both intertwined. As a matter of fact, that is what I teach in my 6 weeks personal development coaching program, right? I help you align, I help you connect, all right? Connect you to the vision, to the big picture, so that you can begin to set beautiful goals that can move you from here to there. If you're interested in that coaching with me for 6 weeks, one-on-one, I'll share a link in the description for you to join me on that. All right, it's going to cost you. We'll talk about it. If you're interested, if it's a good fit for you as well, I'll bring you on board. But then we study, I need you to understand that the next time you think about such life that you want to have and uphold, begin to think about it in this light. My identity, who am I in this season? Who do I need to become to be able to carry this vision? Understand what the vision is, your next 1 year, your next 3 years, your next 5 years, and then build a bridge. Your bridge now is the habit, the framework, the practices, the environment, the people, and everything you need to put in place to ensure that you're able to get there. Yes! I hope you've learned something today. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me in this conversation. It's been beautiful. I've enjoyed myself. I've spoken about the IVB framework for moving from here to there, for experiencing growth on a deeper level, and really making impact in our world. Once again, today is your first time joining me on this channel. My name is Faith Michael. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. It promises to be a brilliant conversation. Do well to check me out if you'd like to join me in the one-on-one coaching program on a deeper level for your personal transformation and impact on a deeper level. Take care. Have a wonderful time ahead.